Hi guys, welcome on this Patreon new video. On this video, I decided to share with you a control that I think is probably the most powerful control ever created, the Cascade control. The Cascade control was created by Charlie Miller and published in a book of John Rockebaum called Card Finesses 2. So for years, I studied the move and tried to find the perfect way of doing it. Because I think there is a lot of people that they turn the body to the right to hide the gap between the selected card and the deck. I also try to find a lot of application around this move, like for example a palming action or a color change, and also find a perfect way of doing a multiple card control. So I hope you will enjoy this video. Okay, to perform the Cascade control, you have to know the waterfall flourish, which is a very simple flourish to do, but you have to learn it before doing the control. The waterfall flourish is something like this. So it's not a very difficult flourish to perform, but you have to know how it works. So to perform this flourish, you have to squeeze the deck with the right hand, like this. And try to squeeze the deck and keep a V shape with the right hand. Next, release the pressure between the thumb and the finger to let the card drop in your left hand, one by one. So just do a lot of pressure and release gently the card. So you don't have to perform the move really high, it's just something very casual, like this. So remember, maintain the pressure with a V with your hand, like this, and release the card. So the second part is focus on the insertion of the card. Because when the move was published originally, you have to have a break on the deck and side jog the selection to the right and doing the move. But for me, I decided to try another way to perform the move, and I work on the insertion of the card to avoid to have the break like this. And this insertion will also allow you to perform a multiple card control. So the insertion is something like this. Now you control the card to have the card out jog, in jog, on the rear of the pack. So to do the insertion, you just put the selected card in the middle of the deck. And you will pretend to push the card with your right hand like so. But when you begin to push the card, the first finger of the left hand will kick the card slightly to the left, and the thumb will hit the upper left corner of the selected card and push it to the deck. Next, the pinky will push on the card to have this card in jog at the back of the deck. So in slow motion, he's doing something like this. And at full speed. And try to mimic the fact that you square the deck with this hand, the right hand. like so. So remember, put the card in the middle of the deck, kick the card to the left, and with the thumb push it back. So here is the explanation for the cascade control. To perform the cascade control, you have to control the card in the middle of the deck, to put it in jug at the back. So be careful to not expose this card and tilt your hand slightly in front of the ace of the spectators. Now, when your right hand come over the deck to perform the waterfall flourish, you will kick the selected card to the right and at the same time grab the deck for the waterfall flourish. Next, squeeze the deck, and with your left hand, your pinky will pinch the selected card, like so, and perform the waterfall flourish. And when the selected card clears the deck, continue the move to do the control. But when you will try to eliminate is the V formed by the deck and the selection, because you will have probably more chance to flash the selected card in the front of the spectator. So I try to find the perfect way to eliminate this V shape in order to perform the move in front of the spectator and don't have to tilt my body to the right. So my little idea was to perform the waterfall flourish, but doing like this. And I just try to tilt my right hand palm up and release every card. Like so, you will eliminate the fact that you have a V between the selected card and the deck. So the move is just like this. So, yes, like that. So when you have a card selected, you will turn the both hand palm up and the left hand palm down to do the control. So in slow motion, it's like this. And at full speed. So because you have to perform the waterfall flourish in this motion, I just think about control the card while turning the deck face up. So do the insertion and perform the move and finish by turning everything face up. And it also works when the deck is face up, of course. So put the selection and do the move. And you control the card to the bottom. So I do it again, like this. So the first idea is to control the card second to the top. So there is two ways of doing this. The first one is this one. You have the card insert in the middle of the deck. Next you will just do the control, but you will retain the top card. Like this. You flip the deck face down and use this card to do a color change, or just leave it on top and you can begin an ambitious card routine. So it's really easy to do. You have to just perform the waterfall flourish and keep the last card in your left hand. So I do it again. Do the move and keep this card in your hand. So the second version for controlling the card second to the top is probably more tricky to perform. But for example, you have this card selected and you will control second to the top. So you insert the card. Now you will kick the card to the left, to the right to perform the control. And when you squeeze the deck with your third finger, you will pull the card, the top card, down to the deck. Next, with your pinky, you will pinch the selection and the top card. And you will perform the move like this. So I do it again. Do the move with this finger, pull the card down, pinch the two cards and do the control. So I do it again in slow motion. It's something like this. Control the card second to the top. At full speed. So by doing this control second to the top with the second version, you can perform a direct load of a sandwich effect. So for example, you show the two red queens and someone pick a card. Show this card to the spectators, insert it to the deck, and you will perform the move second to the top, like so. And now you have the card sandwich between the red queens. So another idea was to directly put the selected card into a right hand palm position. So to do this, you have to perform the move and you will keep both hands together during the whole action of the move, like this. Your thumb will stay at the back of the deck, and you will just squeeze the card between the first finger and the thumb and take it back towards the card palm in your right hand. So just remember to always have both hands together to hide the palm action. So when you do the move, do this one move, and when you come back with the deck face up, you steal the top card. So there is two moves at the same time. There is the control by itself, and when you back the deck face up, you steal the card. So at full speed, it's something like this. Put the card in the middle of the deck, take the control, and take the card. Now to perform the move with a multiple card selection, you have for example the 4 aces, and you will insert these 4 aces in the middle of the deck, but really close from each other, like this. Because if you separate the aces through the deck, it will be more difficult to perform the move properly. Next, you will push the 4 aces, but angle jog them, and with the thumb and the pinky, in-jog these 4 aces at the back. Next, do the move like I described, when you kick the 4 aces to the right and pinch these 4 cards with the pinky, and do the control. And now you control the card to the top. So the move is not very smooth because it's a bit difficult to have the 4 cards strip out at the same time and perform the move. So you have to train you between the pressure that you want to put on the deck in order to strip out this card. But remember that this move is really easy to perform with 1 or 2 cards, but a bit harder with 4 cards. So another idea was to perform the cascade control as a force. So for example, I will force the 9 of spades. So to do this, I put the 9 of spades in the lower down of the pack. And I put the card in this position and ask the spectator to call stop when I will perform the waterfall flourish. So I try to perform a waterfall flourish very slowly towards spectator call stop. When spectator call stop, I turn my left hand palm up and show the stopped card. So it's very casual to do, and you have to find the perfect timing between your flourish, waterfall flourish, and when the spectator says stop. So just put a gentle pressure. Now it's time for Move Monkey. So in this move I try to perform a color change between the selection and a card face up. So to do this move, I have a card selected, I show this card to spectators, and I will perform the Cascade control. But when I finish the move, I will simply do the move and I will not square the selected card with the deck, but I will continue the move by pulling the card down and take it in the lateral Tenkei grip, and I come over the deck to make the color change. So I will perform this move slowly for you to understand the mechanic. Everything happens in only one motion and at the same time. Do the move. And do the color change. Do the move again, slowly. And now at full speed. Show the card. So to practice this move, I create a small trick, which is a ace location effect. So to perform this trick, you have to secretly set up the aces. So just cut half of the deck and put 2 aces in jog in this portion and drop every card of the right hand on top. So now you have 2 aces in jog in the back and 2 aces on top. So now you will pretend to find the 4 aces by just cutting the deck. So for the first aces, just perform the control like it described. Now you find the first aces. Now the second one is on top of the left hand pack. So put the right hand pack and keep a break. Next we'll perform a second cascade control, but this time with a pinky you will strip out these aces to the right, and now you can perform the move. And just notice that the face-up cards of the left hand will change between the first aces and the second one. Now you have to find the third one, which is the one on top. So to do this, you have to tilt your body to the right, and you will just do waterfall flourish, but you will pull down the top aces. So do this one, pull down, and perform the move. So I do it again, do the waterfall flourish, and stop when you want, and produce the sub aces. So for the first one, it's a kind of bluff, but you will pretend to find the aces by turning the deck face up. Just perform the waterfall flourish, and when you stop, we just do a TG Murphy deck flip with your left hand and produce the 4 aces.